This is why they call Caitlyn Clark the female Steph Curry. Many athletes have been hailed as the future Steph Curry since the basketball player transformed the league about 10 years ago. There's been a lot of hope expressed for names like Tyrese Haliburton, Jordan P., Trae Young of the Hawks, Damian Lillard, and Jordan P., who was once on the Warriors and is currently with the Wizards. However, the harsh truth is that none have come close to meeting Wardell Stephen Curry's lofty bar. To say they're even on the same level as the legendary number 30 in basketball conversations is getting close to being disrespectful. It is the extent of the gap. That is, until recently when Caitlyn Clark, a new star in the WNBA, appeared. She immediately gained the endearing moniker the female Steph C. Not only are the media and NBA players deserving of MVP awards voicing the same sentiment. When it comes to being compared to the chef, what is it about Caitlyn Clark that even stars like Trae Young and Damian Lillard find lacking? Let me tell you something though, the game is much more than just three-point shooting. Merely threes? Whoa, not quite. What kind of style does she have? She's an excellent passer, makes tough shots, makes threes, and picks and rolls. Currently, creating a three-point shot is so routine that everyone takes it for granted and believes they are a basketball superstar. In my undergraduate and professional games, I have made 6, 7, or 8 threes out of 12, 11, and 13, not 20. Everyone can shoot baskets from beyond the arc with ease, whether they play in the NBA or WNBA. This skill is ingrained in their fundamental training program from an early age. Okay, so maybe not everyone, but you get the idea. Simmons is going to launch. Most players will take open three-pointers with confidence and make them. Why, therefore, aren't they enjoying the same level of celebrity as Caitlyn or being compared to Steph Curry? In actuality, though, they are overlooking one important detail. Not every three-pointer is made equal. Here's a deep one, Clark. Are you back? Caitlyn Clark stands out from 99.9% of skilled three-point shooters due to her exceptional shooting range and distinctive style of play. With just under 8 minutes remaining, Clark breaks free and makes a three. Like Steph, Caitlyn is dangerous as soon as she crosses the half-court line. Her erratic, quick-fire shooting makes her almost impossible to stop, capturing the very qualities that define Steph Curry. Certain players need to understand that Caitlyn Clark's notoriety and parallels to Steph Curry are a result of her exceptional three-point shooting. They are far more exciting and captivating in the eyes of a fan. Do not misunderstand, making many three-pointers is excellent. 2 is never better than 3. However, there is significantly more excitement created by logo threes, off-the-dribble threes, and logo threes off the dribble with a defender in your face than by ordinary threes. Her places and her ability to influence the game, all resulting from her skillful play. It's not only about the length and technique of her strokes, it's also about their overwhelming volume and important influence on the game. For the win, Clark. Let's use Lexi Brown as an illustration. For the simple reason that she still doesn't think Caitlyn Clark is all that special. Lexi, in her 4th year of college, was by no means a subpar player. She shot almost 40% from the field and averaged 19 points a game on 5.6 three-point attempts. That is quite remarkable. But when you contrast those figures with Caitlyn's, the Iowa star appears practically superhuman. I mean, in her 4th year, Caitlyn shot 13.6 three-pointers a game with marginally better efficiency than Brown, yet she scored over 32 points per game. Caitlyn is in a completely different world due to the number, impact, and quality of her three-pointers, which is precisely why she is being compared to Steph Curry. Defenses approach protecting Caitlyn Clark almost the same way, which is the second reason she is frequently referred to be the female version of Steph Curry. Defenses are compelled to blitz Steph Curry to get the ball out of his hands because of how thoroughly he has destroyed teams in pick-and-roll scenarios over the years. The Warriors frequently gain a 4-on-3 advantage because of this tactic. That's precisely what the WNBA is seeing right now with Caitlyn Clark. Teams frequently blitz Caitlyn in pick-and-roll situations, just like they do Steph. Caitlyn Clark is being blitzed more than any other player in the league, and she is also being blitzed more than any other team, according to an examination of research. Like Steph, Caitlyn frequently uses this to create 4-on-3 opportunities for her teammates by distributing the ball to them. So, but there is just one more way that she and Steph Curry are alike. She faces the same defensive tactics as him in addition to shooting similarly off the dribble and from long range. Her daring challenge to his record is another reason she's been dubbed the female Steph Curry. It's common knowledge that Steph is the greatest shooter in basketball history. Although it's improbable that anyone will unseat him during our lives, Caitlyn Clark has exceeded his NC double at three-point mark, which is a noteworthy achievement. When Steph Curry stunned the NC double community in 2008 by making 162 three-pointers in one season, many thought the mark would never be broken. This wasn't just any record either. Darren Fitzgerald established the previous mark more than 20 years earlier in 1987, rather than 5 or even 10 years earlier. Now consider this: in women's NCAA basketball, Lisa McMullen set an amazing record in 1991 with 126 three-pointers in a single season, which was eventually matched by Shade Logan in 2008. It would take another 10 years for that record to be broken, but in 2019, a player by the name of Taylor Pierce shockingly broke it with 154 three-pointers in a single season. Even though this achievement is still just less than Steph Curry's record, it is still very amazing. But in 2024, Caitlyn Clark went above and above, breaking both the storied 2008 mark set by Steph Curry and Taylor Pierce's 2019 record. Caitlyn achieved an unparalleled feat in both women's and men's collegiate basketball as she tallied an astonishing 2011 three-pointers in a single season, setting a new NCAA record for the most three-pointers in a regular season. When Caitlyn Clark makes the three-point shot, history is created once more. Clark has made more three-pointers this season than any other player in the history of the game. This is equally as amazing as the moment Steph Curry broke Ray Allen's record. The amazing part is that Caitlyn Clark destroyed Steph Davidson's record, not just surpassed it. I did the math, and that equals more than 128 team records, which is why it's so absurd. It wouldn't have been impressive enough to beat it, but to outperform it by that much is a quite different, almost impossible tale. The revolutionary effect Caitlyn Clark is having on the league itself is another reason she's being heralded as the Steph Curry of women. Think about the revolutionary change that Steph Curry brought about in the NBA when he initially burst into the scene. The average team's net value graph shows that the NBA grew, albeit slowly and steadily, between 2001 and 2014. However, everything changed in 2015. The NBA started to rise exponentially and was rising to previously unheard of heights every year. What caused this abrupt change? Well, none other than Steph Curry is a major factor. His incredible shooting prowess has transformed basketball in general and the NBA in particular, raising standards across the board. In actuality, Caitlyn Clark is making a comparable difference in the WNBA. Despite the reduced sample size, the tendency is evident. The WNBA grew steadily from 2021 to 2023, but take a look at the spike in growth that occurred when Caitlyn joined the league in 2024. I'm not kidding when I say that Caitlyn Clark has changed the WNBA with her distinct contributions to the sport, much like Steph did for the NBA. Based on objective data, she has increased the league's viewership by over 3 times. Her ability to draw crowds is unparalleled in women's basketball. Yesterday's game drew 17,000 spectators. The way she and Steph were regarded as they rose through their respective leagues is another similarity between their careers. For example, Steph started to receive a lot of pushback and criticism when his star in the NBA rose. The golden boy is him. He came in, defeated LeBron, and shattered record books. He also won titles. He's done numerous things that have presumably infuriated fans and other players. I don't think he receives the respect he is due because of this. He will undoubtedly rank among the best shooters in history, as well as among the best players in the game. I can imagine people being resentful over that, not to mention the small, pale creature. People take issue with that, and as I mentioned earlier, they also take issue with the fact that he perfectly embodies the ideal of how the NBA should be portrayed. Fortunately, Steph Curry primarily encountered criticism and cold shoulders. Though he and LeBron had their share of heated moments throughout the playoffs, the truth is that he was not physically harmed by anyone. Enjoy the breakdown. Hit that like button, subscribe for more game-changing content, and drop a comment below. Who's your pick for the next basketball sensation? Let's keep the conversation going.